What do you get when you cross a teenage blacksmith with a god complex, a silver cup, and the American Revolution? You get Johnny Tremain, basically the original influencer who had to lose everything before he could grow a personality. Check your ego and grab your muskets. It's time to start a revolution. Johnny starts out as the LeBron James of silversmithing. He's 14 years old, full of himself, and low-key, insufferable. He's that overly confident 14-year-old kid in the Call of Duty lobby who just earned a kill streak. He's the best silversmith apprentice in Boston and he knows it. This dude walks around like he's allergic to humble. He even brags about being a descendant from the Lights, a rich family with actual money and clout. And that's all because he's got one engraved silver cup that's basically the colonial version of a Gucci belt. The Laphams are the family that Johnny apprentices for, and Mr. Lapham is too old, too tired to even call Johnny out. We've all had that apprentice who's arrogant and cocky and it's kind of just like, let him do his thing. He's good at his job, but whatever. However, the rest of the crew, Dusty and Dove, they are tired of his I'm better than you because I engrave like Michelangelo attitude. Especially Dove. Dove, low-key, wants to see Johnny take the L. So anyway, one day, Johnny's working on this super urgent silver order for some Tory rich guy, John Hancock. You know, like the John Hancock, the guy whose signature is like massive on the Declaration of Independence, that guy. So the pressure is on. Instead of waiting for a new crucible to pour the silver into for Mr. John Hancock, he uses a broken one, an old one that Dove accidentally gave him. Big mistake. Hot silver ends up pouring out of that crack in the crucible all over his right hand, cooking it like a Thanksgiving turkey, and the damage is permanent. When it's all said and done after this incident, his hand heals into the shape of a claw, so he certainly can't smith anymore, he can't write, and he can't even properly button his waistcoat. His dream job? Gone. Ego? Shattered. Nobody wants to hire a crippled apprentice. And the Laphams, the people he's been working for, especially the super godly ones, basically tell him like, thoughts and prayers, bro, and send him packing. So Johnny goes from like king of the shop to sleeping on the floor. This is where Rab enters our story. He's this smooth, smart, chill guy. Basically, the pre-revolutionary Mr. Miyagi. Now Rab, he works at the Boston Observer, like a local newspaper that secretly is a front for the Sons of Liberty. They're not just reporting history, they're making it. Rab's the kind of guy who's somehow politically active, but still cool about it. Think young George Clooney, but with more muskets. He is everything Johnny isn't. He's calm, humble, emotionally stable, working hand. Rab sees Johnny and knows that this kid's got a purpose, so he gives him a job delivering newspapers. And he begins to introduce him to people with an actual vision. People like John Adams, Paul Revere, James Otis. All these guys are regulars around the print shop. These guys aren't messing around. They're plotting protests, coordinating tea parties, and probably trying not to get hanged for treason. Johnny, for the first time, starts seeing himself as part of the bigger picture. He's learning about real sacrifice and civic duty. Words that would make teenage Johnny yawn, but now hit different. It's like he went from Fortnite rage sessions to finally understanding that the Constitution is important. And by this point, Johnny is no longer that whiny apprentice we've heard in the beginning. He's running dispatches, delivering secret messages, and straight up helping coordinate resistance operations like he's Boston's Amazon Prime for rebellion. His messed up hand still holds him back from smithing, but that doesn't stop him from doing something meaningful. Then the Lexington and Concord moment hits. Rab goes off and joins the local militia and grabs a musket. He wants to fight, even though he's still just a teenager. Johnny wants to go too, but Rab tells him, nah bro, we need you here. You're the runner. Rab dies in a skirmish, just like that. No slow motion hero shot, just bam. Gone. That loss breaks Johnny's heart and stiffens his spine. And that is when Johnny finally gets it. It's not about personal glory or family pride or silver cups. It's about liberty, sacrifice, and building something bigger than yourself. He's ready to pick up where Rab left off. He even goes to see a doctor who's like, hey, you know, we might actually be able to fix your hand. And suddenly, the future opens up again. Not because he gets to go back to smithing, but because he's grown into a man who knows who he is. So what's the point of all this? This story is a boot camp for humility. Johnny starts off thinking he's the chosen one, only to get body checked by life so hard he nearly disappears. But instead of staying down, he learns to stand for something. This isn't a story about forging silver. It's a story about forging character. Johnny Tremain teaches us that the worst day of your life might be the start of becoming someone better. Sometimes you've got to get wrecked before you can do something that matters. It's less of a history lesson and more of a punch to the chest for people who think that success should come without suffering. It's about growth, resilience, and realizing that maybe you're not the center of the universe. History is happening around you, and you've got a choice to make. Do I sit on the sidelines, or do I show up and fight? Thanks for watching. Until the next one. Peace. Ow, I just rolled over my own toes.